Boys and girls, a warm welcome to you all. Thank you for showing such love and support to my earlier exam question paper series. I hope these exam questions are really helping you out to revise your syllabus. It's like a last minute revision, and I'm pretty confident that these videos are really taking care of your revision needs. So it's time for me to start with another question paper from mechanics. So I'm going to solve the NEP 2020 scheme, engineering mechanics May 2025 question paper. Now, this particular question paper was a little critical question paper because it had some of the challenging questions from the various topics. So, boys and girls, without much ado, let's begin with the very first question. I'll go ahead and share my screen. So, to start with very first question, and I'm hoping that all these questions that we are going to cover during our discussions will be in detail. Okay, I'll be taking care that all the questions that I solve should be explained in such a way that it should take care of the basic concept behind the particular question. Okay, that is what my attempt would be, to try and give you as much detailed explanation about the topic as I can. So, boys and girls, let's begin with the very first question. So it says resolve the force F 900 Newton acting at point B. Okay, you can see that the beam or the member, okay, has a 900 Newton force acting at point B, and you want to resolve it into parallel components. One is acting at point O and the other is acting at point A. Okay, so you want to resolve this 900 Newton force into two different components. One should be acting at point A, one should be acting at point O. Now, this is a very critical kind of an example. uh, uh, it has been repeated after so many exams. Okay, I have not seen this question paper in the most recent exams. So yes, you need to be very careful about what kind of questions will be asked into your examination. So how do we attempt this particular question? So always remember, whenever one single force needs to be resolved into parallel components, there could be two different kinds of questions. There could be two different kinds of questions. The first one is when both the resolved components. Now always remember, it will be asked only to be resolved into two components and not more than two components. Okay, so now what might happen is I might give you a question, let's say, where there is a force, let's say 900 Newton, and I ask you to resolve it on either sides. Okay, there are 2 points which are lying on either sides of this new 900 force. So this is point A and this is point B. So in such cases, the two resolved components of 900 Newton, which I don't know, will be in the direction of A and B, because you are finding what? Components. You add them, you should be getting the resultant force. The resultant force is acting in the downward direction. So these two components which are acting on either side, of the 900 Newton force, those will be in the direction of the 900 Newton force. Okay, one of them will be called as Fa and the other one will be called as Fb. But boys and girls, whenever you want to resolve a force on only one side, then one of the force will be in the direction of the resultant force, which is 900 Newton, and the other would be in the opposite direction. Okay, so one will be going downwards, one will be going upwards. It does not matter which force you place where. It does not matter. I can place Fa going in the upward direction and Fo going in the downward direction. Does not matter. Okay, or the correct representation of the forces would be the point which is closer to point B, closer to the 900 Newton force, okay, the resultant force. At that point, the force that you are going to represent will be in the direction, will be in the direction of the 900 Newton force, and the one which is away, and the one which is away will be in the opposite direction. Okay, so this is FO. Always remember, but even if you take the opposite direction, it will still not matter. The answer that you are going to get, the answer would be with a different sign, with a negative sign. It means that you want to change your direction. The direction that you have taken is incorrect. That is the only difference that you will find. So it does not matter whether you take the incorrect directions. But over the past experience, I have realized that the force which is in the direction, or which is nearer to the resultant force, should be in the direction of the force, and one which is away should be in the opposite direction. But this is how the 900 Newton force will be resolved into two components. So one is FA and the other one is FO. So if I now if I now apply the concept of the resultant force, so I should be having over here, I should be having over here FO, which is going the upward direction. So FO is an FA which is going the downward direction, minus of FA should be equal to minus of 900. Should be equal to minus of 900. Call this as equation 1. Call this as equation 1. The second equation, now see, now there is no summation of fx that is available. I have actually used summation of fy is equal to ry, isn't it? Summation of fy is equal to ry. Summation of fx must be equal to the resultant x direction force rx, isn't it? But I do not have any force which is acting in the horizontal direction. That's why summation of fx equal to rx is of no use to us. Okay, only summation of fy equal to ry is what we are going to make use. Okay, so summation of fy is equal to ry. So one which goes up should be taken positive, one which goes down should be taken negative, is what I have taken in this particular case. And now the third one would be the moment of all the forces about a certain point. The moment of all the forces about a certain point must be equal to the moment of the resultant force about the same point. That's the Varignon's theorem. That's the Varignon's theorem. Yeah, summation of moment of all the forces about the point. Let's say O in this case. Let point O is taken as the moment center. So this point O is taken as the moment center. Okay, so let's take moment of all the forces. So I can say that FA is going to go in the clockwise direction about the point O, isn't it? If I'm taking point O as a moment center, FO is passing directly through point O. तो अगर FO ये डायरेक्टली पॉइंट O से ही पास हो गया, डायरेक्टली पॉइंट O से पास हो गया, तो उसका मोमेंट सेंटर कितना आएगा? उसका मोमेंट सेंटर जीरो आ जाएगा. ठीक है, FO इज डायरेक्टली पासिंग थ्रू पॉइंट O, तो उसका मोमेंट सेंटर कितना आ जाएगा? उसका मोमेंट सेंटर पॉइंट O है, तो उसका मोमेंट कितना आ जाएगा अबाउट पॉइंट O? जीरो आ जाएगा. एंड देन FA इज एट ए डिस्टेंस ऑफ 1 मीटर और वो क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन में घूम रहा है. तो मैं यहां पे लिख देता हूं FO इज पासिंग डायरेक्टली थ्रू दी moment center. That's why its moment is going to be zero, and FA is going to go in the clockwise direction, and that's why it would be minus FA the magnitude into what's the distance of FA from the moment center. वो 1 यूनिट पे ऐड कर रहा है, ठीक है, तो डिस्टेंस हो गया 1. दिस मस्ट बी इक्वल टू द मोमेंट ऑफ द रिजल्टेंट फोर्स अबाउट द सेम पॉइंट. तो 900 कैसा घूम रहा है? 900 न्यूटन भी क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन में घूम रहा है विद रिस्पेक्ट टू पॉइंट ओ. सो माइनस ऑफ 900 मल्टीप्लाइड विद द टोटल लेंथ इज हाउ मच? 3 मीटर्स. ठीक है, तो अब यहां से मैंने अगर सिंप्लीफाई कर दिया, तो माइनस ऑफ एफ ए इज माइनस ऑफ 2700, और आई कैन से एफ ए इज गोइंग टू बी 2700 न्यूटन. ठीक है, और देखो आंसर पॉजिटिव आया है. इसका मतलब जो डायरेक्शन मैंने चूज किया था, जो डायरेक्शन मैंने चूज किया था वो सही डायरेक्शन है. एफ का वैल्यू 2700 न्यूटन है, इसका मतलब अपवर्ड नहीं जा रहा है. वो डायरेक्शन हमने डाउनवर्ड लिया था और सॉल्व करने के बाद भी आंसर पॉजिटिव आया. इसका मतलब डाउनवर्ड डायरेक्शन लेके आंसर पॉजिटिव आ रहा है. दैट मीन्स द फोर्स इज एक्चुअली गोइंग इन द डाउनवर्ड डायरेक्शन. अब एफ का वैल्यू तो मिल चुका है हमको 2700 न्यूटन. ये वैल्यू लेके सब्स्टिट्यूट कर दो इक्वेशन 1 में. ठीक है, सो substitute in equation 1. So what do I get? I get एफ ओ माइनस, ठीक है, कितना वैल्यू 2700 न्यूटन, सो माइनस ऑफ 2700 न्यूटन इज इक्वल टू माइनस ऑफ 900, ठीक है। सो एफ ओ का वैल्यू हो जाएगा 2700 माइनस 900, दैट्स 1800। तो एफ ओ का वैल्यू आया 1800 न्यूटन। और देखो यहाँ पे भी आंसर पॉजिटिव आया, दैट मीन्स द डायरेक्शन दैट आई हैव सेलेक्टेड विच वाज अपवर्ड इज ऑल्सो करेक्ट, ठीक है। सो जो दो रिजॉल्व कंपोनेंट्स है मैंने डायग्राम में बना के रखा हुआ है। सो एफ ओ का वैल्यू कितना आया, एफ ओ का वैल्यू आया है मुझको 1800 न्यूटन इन द अपवर्ड डायरेक्शन, और एफ ए का वैल्यू आया है 2700 न्यूटन इन द डाउनवर्ड डायरेक्शन। हो गया रिजॉल्व। सो बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स, आई एम प्रीटी कॉन्फिडेंट दैट द क्वेश्चन हैज बीन वेल अंडरस्टूड टू यू ऑल। Now it's time for us to move on ahead with the next question. So boys and girls, let's proceed ahead.